two of the performances of late, isn't it? No real surprise. De Bruyne not starting, obviously coming back from a long-term injury, didn't want to risk him. They look
on the bounce, become World Club champions, and they're getting key men back fit as well. They're unbeaten in 8 matches since losing at Villa in early December, and they could, as often happens at this stage of the season, be primed for a big run. Swept away by Ruben Dias. Underneath it for Newcastle is Dan Burn. What are the keys tonight for Newcastle, Ali? Because when they're really rolling here, the crowd get behind them and they play with such momentum and belief that it's difficult when you've had to cope with what they've had to cope with and then find yourself in this kind of run.
Do you know, I think one of the most important things from Newcastle's point of view this evening, Fletch, they've got to get the balance right. Is that offside?
Well, they've got Isak in behind here, and Isak pulls it square, and Newcastle score! Sean Longstaff with the goal, and then the offside flag is raised. And it's one of those frustrating moments when you think the flag's going to go up, you're never quite sure, and then the air in the balloon gets the pin stuck in, and away you go.
Well, I've got to be honest here. I mean, I had that offside about 5 minutes ago, to be quite frank with you. It looked offside, my initial reaction was it was offside. They finished it well.
Now, the serious side to all of this is with the game being allowed to continue, Edison, the Manchester City goalkeeper, is now injured in the collision.
Well, do you know something, Fletch? And we genuinely obviously hope he's okay and fit enough to recover. You can see him clashing into him. Yeah, it looks a sore one. But at the same time, that doesn't happen if the linesman puts his flag up. If the referee's assistant puts his flag up immediately, now I thought it was glaringly obviously offside. If he puts the flag up immediately, that doesn't happen. It looks as though he's going to be okay, which is the best news.
Well, obviously. That's the point that Kyle Walker has just made, I think, to the assistant on that side. And Pep Guardiola down there on the Manchester City bench. They've sent out Stefan Ortega, who's on the bench to warm up just in case there's any kind of real problem for Edison. I mean, they've already suffered in this regard at Everton when John Stones was injured earlier this season, a game where the play was allowed to continue when it was an offside situation.
Well, you can see Longstaff just times he's run well, and it's a follow-through, clashes in. Dare I say it, the goalkeeper actually looks a little bit lucky that his left knee doesn't catch him in the head, which would have been a lot worse. But we've seen it happen in a number of times, and it's been brought up before, Fletch. For me, on that occasion, where I think it's glaringly obviously offside, I think he's got to put his flag up.
Yeah, these are the situations that...
I know he's told not to, I get that.
Yeah, these are the situations where it always brings that situation into focus.
Yeah.
He's in a fair deal of pain down there, it would appear, if you look at his face, and despite the medical staff working on him, there are no real signs at this stage that Edison's feeling any better. That's such a key player, of course, for Manchester City.
I tell you, it looks as though Kyle Walker could actually catch him as well. I think it's a combination of both Longstaff and Walker. Now, we don't always get it right, Fletch, I get that, but initially when the ball get paid through, I looked straight away, I thought that's offside. As I say, sometimes we get it wrong, but I just thought that was an obvious one.
Well, that's good to see. That's good to see. Edison back on his feet for Manchester City. And you hope it's just a case of the pain subsiding and he can carry on. As we say, Stefan Ortega has been warming up down there, should he be needed. And the game will restart for the free kick for the offside against Alexander Isak.
I'm looking at Ederson's left knee, and I'm not sure that's a fresh bandage or he actually had it on as a strapping before the game started.
So here's his first touch since the treatment. And